a lot of people think that the director, shapes the performance or teaches the actors to act somehow on the set.
No.
It doesn't happen. No, the trick, Stanley Donen said this, he made the original film, and I saw him say this on the Academy Awards. You hire the people who are already doing it right, and then you have very little to do.
That's why directors come on this show and others and say, casting is 75% of the job.
Yeah, because, these actors are very talented, and when someone clicks in an audition or in a reading, you really know it, and there's minor adjustments you may want to make. And a nice part of the job is not getting the fundamentals right. It's finding the little grace notes, little additions that really.
Yeah, but you know what you want. So sometimes you might say, well, could you make it loud or whatever you guys say.
Yeah. Well, I had an actor, I once told an actor, I asked him if he could do it faster. He looked at me and said, faster is not a direction. And I said, all right, well, I think your character is feeling a little more urgency at this point.
He said, I don't get that.
Yeah.
Faster is not.
Yeah.
Now, were you intimidated or did you?
No, every actor
Was this
speaks.
a friend?
Well, someone I like.
Yeah.
Every actor speaks a different language. And sometimes you forget that this actor has a psychological approach, and you really need to talk about motivation or circumstances. And another actor is very just mechanical, faster, bigger, smaller.
If you have a director who likes people and is generous and kind, then you're going to have a great experience. And Harold is all of that plus much more.
The other work of the director is not part of the writing process. The psychology of dealing with other people on a creative level, the executive skill to actually manage a production, and this personal discipline to get up every day on time. A lot of actors don't have that. A lot of writers don't have that. If you're a writer who, needs to drink a lot or get really loaded and stay up all night to write, he's not going to be a director. He's going to be too wasted in the morning. But I was a guy who could get up every day, and I had. I'm an amateur psychologist. I was good with people. I had good executive skills. So all that combined with what I brought to it as a writer, literally John Peters looked at me and said, yeah, you look like a director. I feel the same anxiety all the time. And I always say there's a mantra in LA. You can almost hear the hum of people going, how am I doing? How am I doing? How am I doing? It's performance, and directing is a kind of performance because you need to motivate and move the people immediately around you, but then you have your longer-range goal of satisfying the studio, the people who are going to be seeing your dailies, and then beyond that, the audience. So first I'm working for the people around me, and I don't feel like acute anxiety about that because I'm in control. I'm in the moment, and they're with me in the moment, and everyone understands what's happening to all of us. So I don't feel anxious on the set about what's going on the set. But my real anxiety comes, when I think too far in the future. Is it going to be a hit? Are people going to like it? As long as I stay in the moment, I'm pretty cool in terms of containing my anxiety. So once you've gone to all the trouble of bringing all these resources together, why wouldn't you just try everything you could think of in the moment, as long as you got time and light, and film in the camera? Yeah, try something else. Make me laugh. In comedy, you just want to get a good performance down, and often it just translates to give me a wide shot where I can see everything that's going on. Give me a medium shot where I can get the byplay between two actors spontaneously, and then give me close-ups so I can get out of trouble if I need to. So if the actor has an idea, try your idea, try my idea, try a combination of both. Make it bigger, make it smaller. You look at what's around you, and you start using the props around you in every way you can think of. Because comedy works. I always thought that the perfect comedy moments had. In a film, they have an expositional value. They're related to the story. There's good dialogue, something verbally funny being said, and something physically funny going on. So, if all that's happening at once in a film, it can be very satisfying. So you start exploring the physical environment. That's part of our improv training too, is to just see what's there, use it.
When you're improvising in front of an audience and it's not going well, you experience these moments of pure, humiliating terror, and it's like a living nightmare. And somehow you survive it. It ends. You get off the stage. They take the lights. The lights go out, and it teaches you that you don't die from embarrassment. but there are worse things than being stripped naked in public. You know, things could always be worse. So it just you're able to perform 8 shows a week at Second City, so it's a tremendous amount of hardening that goes on. You really get tough in a certain way, and you learn to deal with failure and with the embarrassment of being on stage. Yeah, I'm just embarrassed by the self-indulgence of saying, why me, or everything is so terrible. Why not me? You know, someone's got to suffer.
Now that everything can be generated, you know, it takes something out of the craft. It also, maybe, I don't know if it's distancing for the audience. The audience has accepted this kind of comic book blend of visual effects. When people fight in a movie now, you can see that they're animated when they're flying through the air or performing some trick that's not humanly possible. You know, is that distancing? I don't know. It's fun to watch. But the other day I sat down and watched, I went to see, I forgot what movie, but there were like 3 action trailers in a row. It might have been Transformers and G.I. Joe. And, well, it all looked like the same movie to me, you know, with different titles. And I thought, well, that doesn't make, of course, I want to see it. Who doesn't want to see the whole world blow up? You know, it's part of we have a secret longing for apocalypse, I think. But at the same time, then the trailer for Year One came on, and it's like the audience suddenly went, oh, like human beings, you know, people talking, you know, with nothing blowing up and no animation going on. And how it actually, a whole new kind of buzz took over the audience, and it, you know, obviously partly affection for what they were seeing on the screen, but I think there was also just a general, like, fresh air came into the theater, you know, something real that they could grab onto.
It's very hard to give advice to people, because the one thing I've noticed is that every successful person has followed a different and unique path. There's no way to account for the kinds of accidental connections you make in life, the people you bump into, the person you happen to be sitting next to in a film class. You want to be a filmmaker, he wants to be a screenwriter. You know, 10 years from that day you met, he's a great screenwriter, you're ready to shoot a movie, he sends you his screenplay. You know, you can't plan that. There's no way to plan it. It's almost like you have to live your life with a certain blind confidence that if it's your destiny to succeed at these things, it will happen if you just continue to follow a straight path, you know, to do your work as conscientiously and as creatively as you can, and to just stay open to all opportunity and experience. You know, when someone offers something on the stage, you know, go with it, you know, just because it's a better human instinct to go with it rather than cutting off the dialogue or humiliating the other person or leaving them hanging out there, you know. It's about supporting the other person. And the corollary to that is if you concentrate on making other people look good, then we all have the potential to look good. You know, if you're just worried about yourself, how am I doing, which is kind of it's a refrain in Hollywood. You know, people are desperately trying to make their careers in isolation, independent of everyone around them. And I've always found that my career happened it's a result of a tremendous synergy of all the talented people I've worked with, all helping each other, all connecting and reconnecting in different combinations. So, you know, it would seem that identify talented people around you, and then instead of going into competition with them or trying to wipe them out, you know, make alliances, make creative friendships, you know, that allow you and your friends to grow together, because someday your friend is going to be sitting across the desk from you running a movie studio, you know, and he may be the one who gives you the job. You know, and then, you know, the simple idiot's advice I give to screenwriters who say they want to sell a screenplay is write good, you know. Nothing sells like, you know, a good screenplay. So part of it is, you know, nurturing your own talent and, you know, trying to recognize what your strengths are and, you know, playing to your own strengths too.